get rid of you guys and actually pin the person that we need.
Okay.
Yes.
Antjuan, you just joined in the media call here, right? With reporters talking and hanging out. So we appreciate you joining us, getting back to your place after practice. So we will start with questions, and we'll start with Chris Talar from the Detroit Free Press.
Good to see you again, Antjuan. I guess the first question is, being on the other side of this, you're preparing for a situation where you got a quarterback who you don't know who's going to be the guy with the two guys that they have. How do you guys approach that when there's multiple quarterbacks in a competition that maybe you don't know? I mean, do you study their past film? How do you kind of examine that?
I mean, you kind of just got to watch the tape on both guys, kind of get the feel for both of them, at least get an idea of what type of guys they are, you know what I mean? And just show up ready to play on game day. You know, I mean, it's week one. We both have new head coaches, completely new staffs, a few new players. So each team is going to look completely new. And so it's definitely going to be I wouldn't say challenging, but it's going to be a little bit more you have to pay more attention to the details in the game and have your eyes where they're supposed to be and stuff like that.
Next question is from Rico Cooney with Spartan Magazine.
Antjuan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Hey, talk a little bit about what Coach Tucker's proclamation about physicality has meant for you and the guys on the defense going through camp.
Coach Tuck is a physical dude, like very physical. If it's one thing we gonna do during practice is hit people. You know, he tells us all the time, if you don't know what to do, just hit somebody. We can live with that. But if you out there and you got your hands, you got your palms to the side, you looking around, you're not pulling your trigger on things, I don't know if we're gonna be able to have you out there. You know what I mean? He's a guy, he wants people to run fast. He wants you to strike people. He wants you to show up with the right attitude, right mindset. I mean, he's a coach. You know what I mean? He's everything you want your coach to be. You know, so we're definitely, you know, glad to have him. Glad that he's here. He's been everything we want in a coach and plus some.
Okay, thanks.
Next question is from Nick Manis with WLNS.
Antjuan, when it comes to you guys having a very unique season now that, you know, you're starting off with, you know, a conference opponent, like you said, you don't know who you're going up against when it comes to not just their style, but also their quarterback. What's it like for you to, what are you expecting from them as far as, you know, your history of playing against them? And what are you expecting just to get the opportunity to play somebody else again?
Well, them definitely expecting a good team. I knew of Coach Schiano through recruiting and stuff, and he's always been a great coach, you know what I mean, at Ohio State and NFL. So we're expecting a good team to show up on Saturday. You know what I mean, a disciplined team, a team that's going to come after you. Even previous Rutgers teams, like, they've came at you, they've never been, you know, just somebody like, you know, you can just show up or whatever. But they've always been a physical team. We know they're going to show up, or they're going to play. I mean, this conference isn't just an easy conference, you know what I mean? You're going to be playing somebody challenging every week. You know what I mean? You're going to get hit every week. That's guaranteed. But and then what was your second question? I apologize.
No worries. I was way too long-winded when asking it. When it comes to your expectations of not just your defense, but also as an entire team, you know, there's also only so much that we can get for not being able to see you guys and not being there, but not just for your perspective, for everybody. What are you excited about people to see about this team, seeing as we haven't been able to see each other, see what you guys have this year?
You're going to see, I mean, me, myself, I'm excited. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see all the new faces. I mean, on defense, we only got 3 returning guys, so you guys are going to get to see 8 new faces out there. Offense, how many guys left? Only like 3, 4 guys left, so I mean, you're going to see guys come back and really be able to really take off. You're going to see new faces. So I'm excited to see how this team is going to develop and grow. I know we've got the pieces. We've been working our butts off. Now the time has come to put it all together and show you guys what we've been doing this whole time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question is from Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Antjuan. Hope you're doing well, man. You talked a little bit ago about new faces and everything. Who are some other linebackers that are coming up to provide depth? We've heard a lot about the need to have depth this year from really all your coaches, just considering the circumstances with COVID and everything, and obviously getting guys reps in a new system. Who are some of those other linebackers providing the depth for you guys?
All of them, to be honest. I think we could travel all 10 to 11 of our linebackers, and at bare minimum, the guys who aren't in the 2 deep will be able to go on special teams. I'm confident in the ability of everybody in our linebacker room. You know what I mean? All the young guys have been doing extremely well. Special teams, whenever they get their reps in practice and stuff. Of course, right now, I mean, everything's kind of dialing back. We're trying to get our 1s and 2s ready for the season, ready for the games and stuff. But those guys, I mean, we have a guy who has to be ready to go in practice whenever. You know what I mean? It's just the way the game goes. Everybody has to be ready, especially in this time. You know what I mean? If you're not ready to go in this time, you're kind of making a disservice for yourself and your team. You know what I mean?
Does that mean more reps for 2s this year, or just more even reps between 1s and 2s? How do you go about building that depth a little bit behind guys like you?
Oh yeah, everybody's been getting reps. Like everybody, the guys who just stepped foot on campus, the guys who have been here. Practice is not easy for anybody. Like for nobody. You know what I mean? They just now started making us, like for special teams periods, there's some people who aren't on any special teams or who don't play as many special teams as other guys. So they have to go with their individual coach and do drill work. So like, for example, today during the special teams drill, I just had to work pass rush the whole period instead of just standing there watching the period like I've been doing the past few years. You know what I mean? So it's just little things like that that's going to get us better, that's going to help us develop as players.
Thanks, Antjuan. Good luck on Saturday. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Next question is from Matt Wenzel with M Live.
Antjuan, I was wondering how what your outlook is towards the oddity that will be playing in front of about a couple hundred people on Saturday, and how you guys are preparing for that.
It's just gonna be another game. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be a game. It's football. I'm not looking at it as any different than any other game I've ever played in. The only difference is, I mean, there's just no fans. You know what I mean? But I've kind of been able to block the noise out, block the crowd noise and stuff like that. But that's also more so probably because I've been in there and whatnot. So the good thing is the younger guys kind of won't look like a deer in the headlights when they get out there. So it'd be good though. You know what I mean? It'd definitely be new, but it'll be good for us. It's definitely going to bring out the best of us. Yeah, definitely excited though.
What do you see as maybe the differences, benefits, or maybe something negative of like the communication? If you don't got 70,000, 100,000 people yelling, you can obviously hear your teammates a lot more clearly, I would assume.
Yeah, definitely. I think the communication is definitely going to be a lot easier, not having to worry about crowd noise. But the negative is also hard counts, teams we're actually going to be able to hear each other's language and terminology and stuff, and good teams, smart players pick up on it. So it's going to be on you to bring that extra edge. So when those guys or if they do catch on or start knowing, now it's time for you to move them, go that extra mile, and even though they know it's coming, you got to get them out the way.
Thanks, Antjuan.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jim Comparoni with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Antjuan, thanks for doing this, and thanks for your great, thoughtful answers in these interview sessions. Really appreciate it. Hey, I heard a radio show where you were talking about you guys made some progress between the first scrimmage and the second scrimmage. Can you expand on that a little bit? What kind of progress did you make as a team or as a defense from the first scrimmage to the second scrimmage?
I feel in the second scrimmage, we're just really active. You know what I mean? Like, really active. I felt that I know for a fact that the production from our linebackers went up in the second scrimmage. We had our player rating was our player impact was significantly higher than it was in the first scrimmage, and even our how hard we were working was up as well. And what else was it? Just everybody. You know, I honestly felt we were just flying around. We're striking people. There were some good hits out there in that second scrimmage that quite wasn't there in the first scrimmage. Guys were going for the ball as well, and those were the few things that really stood out to me in that second scrimmage.
All right. Also, did you notice a difference in practice today or even at the end of last week because you were getting into game preparation mode? Was it different today? Could you sense that it's showtime now?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's kind of been like that's kind of been the vibes for about 2 days now. I want to say Saturday. I think Saturday was our first like official day, like really just putting Rutgers in the and practice stuff and whatnot. So it was definitely good for us. What was different about today's practice? I say just the mental. You know what I mean? Just really knowing your checks, adjustments, where you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to react when you get certain looks or certain blocking schemes and stuff like that. So just knowing where you got to be and knowing how you got to get there are the main are the focus for right now. And finishing at the ball carrier or tackles. You know, that's the main focus right now, is just finishing.
Thank you.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Chris Talar from the Detroit Free Press.
Antjuan, late last year, you got a couple games at middle linebacker. I guess, first of all, what did you learn has to be done differently to play middle linebacker? And secondly, do you feel like there's a difference between what Coach D'Antonio's defense demanded versus where you guys are at now in the middle? Or is it just pretty much straight line learning in football to be in the middle of a defense?
Well, the first question was, yeah, I learned you got to be a little bigger to play in the box all the time. So I had to go put on some weight in the off season, and then but as far as any differences in like defenses or anything like that, like we have the same expectations that we had the past 10 years. We're gonna stop the run. We're gonna take the receivers out of the game, like all that. You know what I mean? I really don't think the defensive focus or the things we emphasize change. You know what I mean? We have pretty much the same things we emphasized last year are pretty much most of the same things we emphasize now. So I think I'm just excited. We're just gonna be able to really just turn it loose and play.
Mentally, what makes a good linebacker, having been around Joe for so long?
The work you put into the game, watching film, doing stuff either before practice, after practice, taking care of your body. Really, the two things that I learned from Joe was really watching film, doing what you got to do to prep for your opponents, and taking care of your body too, because we saw the minutes and the games that Joe played in, his snap counts, his production, all that. You know what I mean? And for him to carry that for so long and not miss games, and he had injuries too. He was battling injuries and continued to play and still was productive. You know, so Joe's been nothing but a great big brother to for me to look up to. And I roomed with him I roomed with him all the way up until he left. You know, so I was really just around him every weekend during the fall and winter.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Rico Cooney and then finish up with Stephen Brooks. Rico?
I'd asked you about the physicality piece earlier. Talk to me about on Saturday, one or two guys you think are going to go out and just blow somebody up.
It better be everybody. Everybody better be blowing somebody up. You know what I mean? That's just the mindset. You know, that's the mindset of the team. Coach Tuck wants physical players. You know what I mean? He preaches that to us. He wants us to be physical. So we all better be physical. You know what I mean? We all better show up and play physical, play tough, play through the whistle, and play till the clock hits 0. You know what I mean? That's all Coach Tucker asks of us, is to play physical, play fast, know what we're doing, and finish. You know what I mean? And I don't think it gets much easier than that.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Last question is from Stephen Brooks at 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Antjuan. Earlier, Coach Tucker mentioned, the need to bring your own energy to these games with no fans. I'm curious, as a defense, if you guys have talked about making one of those turnover prop type of things, like Miami's turnover chain, if that's something you guys have thought about or discussed this year.
No, I mean, meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes. Just simple. No extra stuff. None of the glitz. None of the glitz and glamour. None of that. We just want to show up, play, and leave with wins. You know what I mean? That's the goal. That's what Coach Tuck wants this program to be. You know, none of the lights, camera, flash stuff. None of that. You know, so we're just excited. Definitely, energy is going to be big. You know what I mean? That's also what we pride ourselves on too. You know, coaches have been talking to us about what has been going on throughout games so far throughout the country, where you'll see teams come out in first half and they might play really good, like really, really, really good. And then the second half they come out flat, and that team is able to claw their way back into it, and then it turns to a ball game. You know what I mean? It's been games. It's a game like that every single weekend. You know what I mean? Either one team comes out flat, or both teams might come out flat. You know what I mean? But you definitely have to bring your own energy, and you got to keep everybody involved and really locked into the game, because it's a 3.5 hour game. So, I mean, just like I was saying, if you go up 2-3 touchdowns, you can get relaxed real quick. You know what I mean? If you're not fully locked into the game, you can get relaxed and start, we got this, you know what I mean? And then you blink and it's a tie score. You know what I mean? So you just got to stay locked in, keep everybody on the same page, and keep reminding everybody, even if you're doing good, you got to keep doing good. You know what I mean? It's not just, well, we're good, we're fine, you know what I mean? Like, we're all right. No, we got to keep it up. We got to find a way to even get better, because the guys across from us, they're picking each other up. You know what I mean? They're talking to each other. They're saying, this is what we got to do. You know, so if they're going here and we're either staying here or going there, that's when bad things happen.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Antjuan, thanks for joining us after practice. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday in Spartan Stadium.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Go Green.
All right. Thanks a lot, Antjuan.
Thanks, Antjuan. Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Bob.